But he starts on pole position. Alongside him is Andrew Jordan, of course, who took victory in Q2. Molinaro there in third position in the middle of the front row, and then alongside her is Ollie Webb and then Perry McCarthy, who starts from the outside. Perry, of course, needs a bit of a minor miracle, really, to keep himself in contention for the semi-finals. He is currently in the standings as it sits, but he needs to have a really, really good run in Q3. And again, very much like Abby Eaton, needs other drivers around him to have bad luck.
Yeah, he just needs to make sure he can get a good run and secure his slot there. He is in, like you say, but he is down at the bottom end, so he's going to need the points he can get from this race to just make sure he's locked himself into the semis.
Well, the good news is the Lord of Weather has stayed away so far, so they've had a completely dry day here for round 8 in stark comparison to yesterday, when it absolutely bucketed it down in the morning and also in the afternoon, just ahead of the semis and the finals for the round 7 as it was yesterday. Here we are with round 8, completely dry track now for the most part, and a lot better conditions for these drivers to be contending, a lot more predictable for them as well. So here is Shushu then. The Hungarian driver lines up on pole position, ready for that ready to race board to be displayed. Who's going to be there? Let's launch down towards the first corner. Wait for the green light to come on. As soon as it does, Q3 race 2 is underway. Good launch there from Jordan. Shushu struggles to get away well, and he struggles to get away at all. In fact, as McCarthy gets his elbows out, here comes Molinaro down the inside of Jordan into the first corner. Is he able to make a move stick? No, not quite through there. So Jordan, AJ holds on through. Perry McCarthy into second. Molinaro gets shuffled out to 4th place as well, as Ollie Webb is on the inside through the gravel section, and Molinaro's good start there, sadly, all going to waste.
Yeah, Perry McCarthy very much the opportunist there, wasn't he? Just seizing the opportunity where Molinaro was a bit compromised by Andrew Jordan coming across the front so that he could get himself up into second, and this is what we were talking about. He needs to be maintaining this position so that he can get through to the semis.
This is exactly what Perry McCarthy needs, as we said, very much the similar story as we had with Abby Eaton last time around, down in towards that penultimate turn we go. Tamara Molinaro, I should say, there in the 25 on the back of Ollie Webb now. Is she going to be able to find a way past the number 4? At the moment as things stand, it's not going to be going her way, but she's closing up on him, and she's got a good amount of pace behind the wheel of that Pantera. Meanwhile, you can see Shushu there in the background. Didn't manage to get away, but Ollie Webb's wide at turn 2. Is that going to allow the door to open for Molinaro? It certainly is. They're going to come nearly into contact, but Ollie Webb gets a great second phase through turn 2, and is able to gather up his mistake.
Yeah, he just gained so much traction there, didn't he, and had so much drive out the corner, and they seem to be catching up to the back of Perry McCarthy. Perry McCarthy's run wide, I think.
He has, yep, you're off. He's off onto the gravel there for Perry McCarthy, so a mistake from McCarthy sadly puts him out of second place down into 4th position, and that's going to allow Shushu to come into play now here as well. Here goes Molinaro. I thought that was going to be like a late lunge we saw with her and Hayden Patton earlier on, but she thinks better of it, and that's going to compromise her drive onto the start-finish straight. It allows McCarthy to close up once again and just gives Ollie Webb that bit more breathing space.
Yeah, Ollie just needs that bit of breathing space so he can drive a bit more of his own race. He's struggling with this gravel section where we've seen Molinaro is taking time out of him, but it seems that on this time around that the gap hasn't actually come down too much, although she's got a really good drive out the exit of the corners. Perry McCarthy runs a little bit wide on the way out, and that's opened up the gap between him and Molinaro. So Molinaro doesn't have Perry to deal with at the moment. She can now focus back on trying to chase down Ollie.
Perry McCarthy, so it's disappointing there. A mistake from McCarthy, sadly putting him out of contention in this race. It remains to be seen what will happen in terms of the top 12 standings. We'll keep you updated with that as soon as we know more. Over the timeline we go though. Andy Jordan, we've hardly spoken about him so far in this race, but he's 4.3 seconds ahead of the rest of the field at the moment. The class of the field so far for Jordan, and he could be a very good outside bet. There's a bit of a clip of the tyre barrier there for Molinaro as well.
Yeah, just finding the limits of the track, isn't she? And Ollie Webb's running out wide. He's in all the dirty stuff. Molinaro's really closed up onto the back of him now as he comes through this section. She's got 1.5 laps to go to try and get past the English driver, although she seemed to drop back on the exit there, maybe not quite getting the gears right or something on the way out of the corner, but yeah, the gap it seems to be opening and closing all the way through the lap.
Yeah, struggled on the landing of that jump, especially did Tamara Molinaro. You saw it bogging down as soon as she landed there, so as you say, could be something to do with the gears. On the final lap though, we are now with Andy Jordan, who is still leading the way very commandingly in this race. Here is Ollie Webb though, sitting in second position, the number 4, 28 years old. He is from Manchester in England, used to racing in the ELMS series and of course in the World Endurance Championship as well. Adapting to Rallycross so far this year, as is Tamara Molinaro, but she comes from a rally background, so at least it's a very similar sort of discipline in that respect, in terms of the tarmac and the gravel sections that you have to be competing on. But Ollie Webb doing a really good job behind the wheel of his Pantera, and likewise Andrew Jordan as well. He's got a lot of experience in Rallycross despite being known for his touring car antics, but he comes over the line to take victory in Q3 race 2 here at the MJP Arena. Andrew Jordan is on top. Oliver Webb is surely going to finish in second place. Indeed he does. Molinaro takes third place home as well, and McCarthy will come home in 5th place. Actually, he lost out to Shushu, I think, there on the final lap.
I think Shushu's actually a lap down.
Oh, you're
if
right,
I must correct you there. So sorry, Tom, because I saw a shot where Andrew Jordan was actually catching up to the back of Choo Choo, so maybe that compromised his run a little bit, but Choo Choo, I'm sure, would have given him room to get past.